everyone. So now is January 5th, midnight, 12:30 a.m. So I would like to challenge myself when the market opens in about 9 hours. So the challenge for myself this year is that I would like to compare the performance of two different strategies. So the first strategy we talked about last week is that for swing trading, right? Those momentum stocks. So the first for buying point, the number one criteria I will look at is when the SAR green uptrend started. And then within this uptrend, then I will look for a KDJ golden crossing. So in this ASTX green, after the green uptrend showed up, then I will look for this KDJ golden crossing here. So I will buy on this day, right? So it's open price. So I will buy at open price that day. So it will be 53.5, for example, that day. And then I will buy when the SAR red downward trend signal showed up the first day. So I will buy at I will sell at closing that day. So it will be 83.49, right? So this was the first strategy I talked about last week. But then I would challenge myself for another strategy and then compare the differences in performance of these two different strategies to see which one actually outperforms. And then I will give an update. So the second strategy is that I will still sell at this first day of SAR downward trend signal showed up and at closing of that day, but I would buy differently. So I will buy first. The number one strategy is I will buy when KDJ golden crossing showed up, and then at when the SAR green trend up signal showed up. So I will actually reverse the order up for buying point of the first strategy. So the first strategy is I will firstly see if the green trend upward trend showed up, and then after that I look for the KDJ upward signal. But now the second strategy actually is to reverse this order. So I will look for the KDJ golden crossing signal first, and then I will wait until the green SAR upward trend signal showed up to kind of confirm this upward trend starting, right? So this is the second strategy. So let's try to back test this second strategy to see it would work, right? So for example, let's go here. So firstly, let's actually start from the beginning, right? Let's say beginning of 2025. So January, let's look for January 2025 right here. So we see that here is a golden crossing right here. So this day, January the 3rd. And then this is actually a downward trend, so we're not gonna do anything, right? Even the KDJ is golden cross, and then so this whole time, right? Like however many times it actually has golden crossing, we are gonna wait for the SAR green upward trend signal shows up to establish that upward trend signal. So we're not gonna do anything, right? And then we see this one. So actually this KDJ KDJ golden crossing actually happens on the same day with the SAR upward trend signal, the first day. So we are going to buy on this day, open, right at open, which is $19, 19, right? And then we're gonna sell, right, on this day when the SAR downward red trend signal showed up the first day. And then we're gonna buy, or we're gonna actually sell at closing that day, which is $28, right? So we are able to actually catch kind of like this whole, pretty much this whole upward trend, right? Which is good, right? And then we see another KDJ upward, KDJ golden crossing again, right? But then we're not gonna do anything because we will wait for the SAR green uptrend signal shows up, and then it shows up immediately the next day, right? To that kind of confirm the uptrend, right? So we're gonna buy at open that day at $30, right? And then we're gonna sell at this downtrend first day signal at close. So that's 26, right? So this open at 30, and then this one at sell at 26. So actually this trade will lose money, but but this is kind of like some actually loss cutting, right? So we cut loss, right? So actually let's try to kind of note down the success rate, right? So if the win trades are more than the loss trade, then overall you are gonna make money. So let's try to actually do that. Let's put up a page, right, to actually note that. Okay, so I am going to create the new page, right? Okay, so here let's try to actually. Okay, so this one I'm not gonna close. So we made so the second strategy, right? The second strategy, buy, right? Buy. Okay, let's change. Okay, let's the buy point, right? The buy point is at first look for the first KDJ golden crossing has to occur, right? Occurs first, and then buy when SAR green uptrend starts. The first day, buy on the first day when SAR green uptrend starts after the KDJ golden crossing already occurred, right? So buy at the first day open price for that day. And then I am going to sell the same as the first strategy. So sell the first day closing price when SAR red downtrend starts, right? So we're gonna then for back testing to see what is the success rate of this strategy. So far we have found one succeeding trade, and then we found also a lost trade, right? And then let's just keep back testing to see. So this one, we have actually finished this round, right? The whole we're gonna back testing, let's say like the whole year of 2025 to see how many successful trade and how many losing trade, right? Just to kind of navigate the performance of the strategy. And we are not gonna do anything this whole downtrend because we're just gonna wait for, it's like we're not gonna do anything if we don't really see the first day of SAR signal. And then we found another KDJ golden crossing signal here, and then immediately the next day is the uptrend, the first day. So we're gonna buy at open, which is $20, right? And then we're gonna sell at this day, the first red day, which is the closing, which is 24. So this one, buy at 20 and sell at 24. So this trade is actually a winning trade. So we won this trade, right? We made money this trade. And then we see another KDJ golden crossing here. And then we're gonna wait until the after this KDJ golden crossing 1 day, 2 day, within 3 days, right? We see a uptrend first day signal. We're gonna buy at the opening price for $26, right? And then we're gonna sell this day at closing at 46. So this is almost like a double, right? Double of the win, which is great. So mostly we are able to catch this entire uptrend, right? So which is good, which is pretty good. And then we see another KDJ uptrend here again, and then within 2 days we see the uptrend signal, right? And then we buy at 51, and then we're gonna sell at open, right? Open 51, and this one we're gonna sell at closing 53. So yeah, so this one is also a winning, right? Winning one. So we also winning one. So three winning trades now. And then we see a golden crossing, right, KDJ, and then we see this uptrend. So we buy at open 48, and then we sell at 41. So this is a losing trade. So here we lost. Okay. And then the next one, we're not gonna do anything here. So here we see a KDJ golden crossing again, and then within 1, 2, 3, so the fourth day. So usually, so this strategy is that you should like any SAR upward trend signal should actually occur mostly within 4 days, right? So any SAR upward trend signal more than that, we're not gonna do anything. Okay, so this one, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So the fourth day. So this is our maximum allowance for this strategy. So anything if you see a SAR upward trend signal more than that, like say the fifth, even the fifth day, we're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna sit out for that round. And then so this one, we are gonna buy at opening for 42, and then we're gonna sell at sell at 83. So that's another double, right? And then so that's another win. So now the success rate is 4. And this one, okay, so another KDJ crossing 1, 2, the second day SAR up signal showed up. Now we buy at 46, and then we sell at 67. So we made money this one, right? So that's 5. And and then this downtrend, we're not gonna do anything. And then we see uptrend signal, right? So this one at buy at 79, right? And then we sell at 79, closing 83. So we still made money. 80, yeah. So we made money this one. So 6. So this is in total 8 trade. So we lose 2 out of 8 times, right? So that's about 25%, right? So the winning is, so for this strategy, at least on ASTS, the winning probability is actually 75%, and then losing for 25%, which is, not bad. For the entire year of 2025. Let's try maybe another stock to see. So we say we're also gonna trade on APLD, right? For the entire, we're gonna back test entire 2025 as well, right? And then, so let's see that 2025 January. So this one, KDJ Golden Crossing, this one we see SAR buy signal shows up. Okay, so we're gonna buy at 9, and then we're gonna sell at 7. So that's a losing trade for, so we are going to test. So we test for ASTS. So now we are testing for APLD, and then we are gonna see the losing and winning percentage. So we found the losing trade for APLD so far, and then so this one, and then here, so we're not gonna do anything. We're not gonna do anything. And then we are not doing anything because we don't see any KDJ, even it's uptrend here, right? This is actually, it's not, it's actually a pretty, but we will actually sit out this round according to our strategy, even though it's uptrend. That, and then we will, and then we found a KDJ crossing here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, because we say that we're not gonna do anything beyond this 4th day, even the SAR uptrend signal shows up. So therefore, even here, because it's way beyond the 4th day after the KDJ golden crossing, or here, right? So here, right here, it golden crossed, and then it dipped, and then it golden crossed again, right? So I guess, okay, one, two, three, four. Yeah, so this is beyond the fourth day, this uptrend signal. So we will not do anything, right? And then, so this is the downtrend, so we are not going to do anything. And then we see KDJ golden crossing here. And then we see the next day, the SAR buy signal shows up. So we're gonna buy on this day at open at $4, and then we will sell at this day for 7. So we made money, we won. It's a success for this trade, right? And then okay, and then we see another KDJ golden crossing, but then it's like this one is this one is like ambiguous because the SAR actually showed up one day before. It's kind of like the SAR actually and the KDJ golden crossing kind of happening on the same day. So I guess when you see that, it's not really exactly fitting our strategy, but then if someone that would like to take risks, I guess you could buy that day, but we're not gonna count this trade, right? Because it's not really strictly fitting our strategy. So I'm not. I mean, if people that are more like a risk taker, I guess you can actually buy this one because this one is more like our first strategy, right? But now we're really counting the success rate of the second strategy. So I'm not gonna count this trade, right? Okay, and then we're not gonna do anything for this whole red trend. Okay, we see a KDJ golden crossing here, and then one to the second day we see a SAR buy signal. So we're gonna buy at 10 that day, and then we're gonna sell at closing 10. So that's like tie. So we will not really count this trade because it's not really belong anything. It's a tie. And then we see okay, so this KDJ golden crossing actually happens on the same day as SAR. So we are going to count this one. So we are buying at open at $12.57 that day, and then we're gonna sell at closing at 15 that this day. So this day is a winning trade. So we're adding one winning trade, and then yeah, and then here we see a golden crossing, and then the next day we see a buy signal. So that's open price buying at $15.66, and then we're gonna sell this day at closing at 21. So that's another winning trade. So 3, right? And this one, so we were up to here. So, and then with this one, we see a golden crossing, and immediately next day, we see a buying signal at open. So it's 26 bucks, and then sell at 32 closing that day. So this is another winning trade, right? And then we're not gonna do anything this whole time. And then we see a golden crossing, and then 1, 2, 3. The third day, buying signal shows up. Buy at open price 24, and then sell at closing price 27. So that's another winning trade. So 5. And then This one finished. We're not gonna do anything. So golden crossing here. So actually here and then this day. So yeah, so I mean we're gonna buy this day and then we will actually see again. But so far for counting, we see that in total 6 trade, right? So losing is one time. So it's like a 17% losing probability. And then that's like a 83, right? 83 winning chance. So far so good, right? This strategy. So just to recap, so the buying signal is KDJ golden crossing has to show up first, right? And then after this showed up, within by the first day, right? Open price when SAR green uptrend starts within 4 days from the KDJ golden crossing, right? That's the criteria. And then for selling, right? Selling is on the first day closing price when the SAR red downtrend sell signal starts. Okay, so I'm going to compare the performance of the strategy and the first strategy, and then I will give you the result of the updates to see which one actually outperforms. Okay, see you later.